What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing a little film that I actually didn't hear about or know anything going in, called Soft and Quiet. This film is playing on select screens and is on VOD at the moment. I decided to check it out from the comfort of my own home, and I was really surprised by this film, mostly because I went in knowing absolutely nothing. I just barely found out that it was out yesterday, last night, before I went to bed, and I checked about 5 minutes into it, and then I just fell asleep. So this film tells the story of an elementary school teacher that organizes a little bit of a mixture between like-minded women. However, when she encounters somebody from her past, that leads into a chain of events that is not only disturbing, chilling, and unsettling. This is a movie that I want to put on everybody's radar because I thought this movie was fantastic. The film is written and directed by Beth De Arujo, and this is her first film that she's directed, I believe. Either it's her first film that she's directed, or she's done other small indie films that I've actually never heard of. This film premiered earlier in the year at South by Southwest, and Blumhouse picked it up. And anytime that Blumhouse is attached to a project, I am just all ears because they have their hits and misses, what studio doesn't. But this was actually a ringing endorsement, and it's not really a big ringing endorsement that when you go check out this film on VOD, one of the films that actually pops up is this atrocious mess. And this film is what this atrocious mess tried to be, but this movie actually succeeded in more ways than one. Soft and Quiet is definitely what Karen tried to be, but that movie failed in so many ways. This movie was not only thought-provoking, but it was chilling, it was hard to watch, and I've never left a movie where my anxiety and my blood pressure was high. It's never been to the point where my body was shaking, and I've never left a film where I was just gripping my body and holding my breath, because that's exactly what this movie does. This movie is done in a one style shot take, and when filmmakers try to do it in this way, sometimes it does feel like a gimmick. We've seen Silent House with Elizabeth Olsen do this trick. We've seen 1917 recently, and this is the film that is the new addition to that. And I think for the most part, that added a little bit more to the film, because for the first two acts of the film, you are definitely a fly on the wall. You're seeing what these women are talking about. The way that they talk to each other, the way that they are thinking, the way that they feel is something that is not only chilling, but it also makes you wonder if there are people around you that act the same way. And when white people play racists very well, I sometimes forget that they are just actors and they are not like this off screen. At least I really hope that they're not like this off screen. But with that being said, it was very, very chilling. When it gets to that third act of this film, that is where shit begins to hit the fan and everything is just white knuckle anxiety. This movie is not going to be for everybody. It is definitely a movie that is so hard to watch because you're watching these women do these awful things, and it's just disturbing and chilling to see. The way that they are talking, the way that they are thinking. Some people may think that the way that these women talk in this film and do the things that they are doing are not what people would actually do. We may not see it because we don't know these people. Some of us may do know them, but I would contend that there are some people that really do think this way and probably would do something like this. Not to the extreme that they go to in this film, but to a degree it might get into that territory to one degree or another. But what Beth De Arujo does with this film not only makes you feel like you're the fly on the wall listening into these people's conversations and seeing it, the way that they use the one-shot style in this film adds to that anxiety. It adds to that fuel, especially when you get to that third act and you see what everybody is doing, and to a degree you are waiting for a cut because you don't know exactly how this film is going to be playing out, and you're just thinking when the movie starts, how is this going to be effective as a one-shot style film? And to a degree it works in its favor by adding that level of anxiety. The way it makes you think about this movie. I do have a question about the ending of this film that I might need to be explained to, but this movie doesn't go too far with what it's doing. It's a 90-minute film, but from beginning to end, you are on this ride. It is thrilling. It is dramatic. It is chilling. It is something that you're not really expecting. But if you've heard of this film and you've seen the trailer and you're very well intrigued by what this movie is, then I think you're going to be unsettled, you're going to be disturbed, and it's definitely a film that you definitely don't need to watch before going to bed, because I'm going to be having a hard time falling asleep now that I've seen this film. Be ready to be disturbed from beginning to end, because this is a ride that grabs you by the throat and doesn't let go until the end credit, making you want to gasp for air. But this was a surprise for me, and it was a very welcome surprise, because I never heard of this movie until yesterday, and I knew nothing about this movie. I didn't know what type of film this movie was going to be, and I came out saying that this movie is a movie that I would highly recommend you check out, because not only is it well shot, it is well written, and it is well performed, but this movie needs to be on your radar because it is gripping, it is disturbing, and it is very unsettling. But those are my thoughts on Soft and Quiet. Have you guys heard of this movie? Do you know anything about this film? Are you intrigued? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below if you plan on checking it out. And if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more videos. Click that bell notification so you get to see my handsome bearded face. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.